takeaways that you, if someone was to pick up your book, what would you want them to take away from your book?
Okay. One, I would love them to take away the fact that, you know, throughout life there's change. Change is powerful. Change is also dangerous, man. And that we have to set boundaries within ourselves in order for us to be able to understand our life, our journey, where we at and where we're going and how to get there. So number one, I would love them to take away the fact that, change is very needed in a lot of our lives. And that we have to keep God first in order to be able to make change. Because we need power, a power higher than ours in order to do the things that we need to do, man. Number two, I would love for people to know that, that our voices are powerful and that we have a voice and we have to stand up and speak out in order to be able to help kids out there in the world and to help people, understand that they can do better with themselves. That's really number one. I mean, number two, because the fact that, a lot of people out there in the world are struggling, man. Kids are going to prison at young ages, committing crimes at young ages. I would like to be in that community in order to be able to create programs and effective programs in order for these kids to use, to utilize in order to help them change and not commit crimes. And number three, I would love for people to take away the fact that I am a powerful voice as far as an individual who come from an experience, come from a lifestyle that, you name it, I've been there. So, with that being said, I know that a lot of people can feel the reality of who I am as a person. And that's what I would love for them to take away from that, the reality of the fact that I can tell my story and I can be unique about telling my story, man.
So, as a incarcerated individual and writing this, how long have you been in the process of writing this particular book?
Well, man, that's a good question. Recently, I have been thinking about it. And I said, I need to, as a matter of fact, in the class, it gives you a curriculum. And it gives you 12 questions and it asks you to write an autobiography about, your life. So when I started out with the fact that my name is Boy Drummer. And it's called Who Am I? My name is Boy Drummer, and I never knew that I never had a name until I was 16 years old. And then when I realized that I didn't have a name, I come to find out that I have a story to tell because of the fact that I didn't have a name. And when I learned that I didn't have a name, I had to figure out how did I get a name. And when I got the name, I had to learn the fact that coming from where I come from, that I had a story to tell with the fact that I didn't have a name. So this is what my autobiography is all about. Who am I? Where did I come from? How did I get where I'm at? Where am I going? And how am I going to get there, man?
So you have a question. The question is, who do you hope to reach with your books?
Man, I hope to reach millions of, individuals who are, struggling in life trying to understand who they are, man. Youngsters, kids that's in school that's using drugs, kids that's in school that's not even in school, kids that's out there in the streets doing wrong, committing crimes and things of this nature. Because they are the ones who have to understand that, committing crimes and doing drugs and stuff, it leads to a path of destruction, man. And that we need to understand that this is not good for us. So I would love to reach anybody who's willing to pick up my book and read it. And mostly those in the low development environments, man. And anyone that's willing to read my book, man.
Um, well, I definitely want to thank you for stopping by and sharing with us. I have two more questions I want to ask you. Um, why and how did you find out about the 100 Authors movement, and what made you decide to join this movement? Well, actually, three questions. This is a three-part question. How did you find out about the 100 Author movement? What made you decide to join the movement? And how challenging has it been to be a part of this movement and be incarcerated? Have it been beneficial, or have it just been something that you've been a part of? Have you benefited from being a part of this movement?
Okay, the number one question I would like to answer to that is that I have been a part of the Crew podcast for 2 years, man.